before we start the video, this is Editing Ghost Girl here, and I'd like to say that this video does contain disturbing themes of drug use, alcoholism, drug addiction, neglect, abuse that may disturb other people. And I'd like you to know before you enter this story that this is 100% fiction. This is a story that I've made up. This is in no way, in fact, true or part of the truth or an experience that I or anyone else that I know has experienced. This story is 100% made up. So I'd like you guys to know that and just give you this little warning before you watch. Thank you. Hi guys, hi everyone. It's me, Ghost Girl, and today I'm here with you guys for another video. I've just bought this new tripod and I'm trying it out. So if you guys like how this video is looking with this new tripod, then please comment down below. It's this new kind of octopus tripod that I got out of Wish. Not sponsored, by the way. I wish this was sponsored. How ironic, wish. Anyway, it only cost me £1. I know I sound really stingy, but bear in mind guys, I am skin and I don't earn any money from these videos. And no, I'm not pulling a Shane Dawson where like I pretend to be skin and I'm actually loaded. No, you can see by the state of my room that I'm genuinely skin. But yeah, it's called an octopus tripod and it's really cool. You can like bend the legs and hang out the screen. So I've not seen like a tripod like that before. I did have a tripod before. I got it out of Poundland and it was literally just a piece of rubbish. Like I couldn't even get it to like stand up right. The quality of this compared to that one from Poundland is unbelievable. Considering they were the same price, I really don't get it. I don't know. Wish must just find them at the back of a lorry or something and that's how they sell them for cheap. I don't know how they're able to sell this for so cheap. I think it was, I seen it sold like in other places for like $16.99 and that, and I'm just like, so how are Wish able to sell things for so cheap? I don't know. But I think further along the line, at some point, I'm going to start doing like investigation videos and investigating companies and that. And maybe I'll do a video on how companies like Wish are able to sell things for so cheap. But for now, I'm going to do Estria Part 2, Sequel to Andromeda. So this is a continuation of the story that I done last week. So I'm just going to get on with it guys and read you guys the story. Estria is a very caring person. As a child, she would always rescue injured animals and look after them until they were well enough to be set free. Estria was never allowed to have pets when she was a child because her mum didn't like animals and didn't want them in the house. She would often have to raise the animals that she rescued in secret. Not that it was very hard. As a child, Estria never met her father and her mother was rarely home. Her mum was often out at parties or on dates or at someone else's home or on holiday with another man and would often disappear for weeks at a time. This meant Estria would often have to find a way to survive on her own. She had become very independent at a young age in order to survive, even though her mother neglected her and she would often struggle to survive. Things were always better when her mum wasn't around. Astria's mum was an alcoholic and a drug addict and would do almost anything to fuel her addiction. Astria would often see strange men coming into her house and can remember some dodgy looking characters that came into her home as a child. Her mum also had serious anger issues and would get really angry if she wasn't able to get a hit and would often take that anger out on Astria. She would scream and shout insults at her regularly and would often beat her up. Astria's mum would also invite people to their house and they would drink and take drugs, and they would pay Astria's mum to beat up Astria, and they would often take turns one at a time to do this. Sometimes this would last for hours or even days, depending on the amount of friends that were involved and the types of drugs that were involved and the amount of drugs that had been taken. It was because of this Astria had to leave her home planet of Deathtom and move to her current planet, Akanadom. As women went on this planet, Astria was considered very beautiful. She always had a lot of male customers and had a long list of admirers, although she was completely oblivious to this. Astria was also very intelligent and creative and artistic, also very eccentric. In the village nearest to her, Kalem, the women hated her, especially the older women. Even the men thought she was a bit odd. However, it still didn't stop their admiration for her. Astria didn't understand why the women in the village hated her so much. She considered them evil, wicked women because they were often so mean to her. Yet what she didn't know is that the reason why the women in Kalem were so mean to her was because they were all secretly jealous of her. After Astria had finished feeding her goats, she went back to her cottage and started to brew up an order for one of her customers. She heard a tap on the door. She quickly took the pot off the stove and turned off the oven. She answered the door and Mr. Ook and his brother were at the door. "Ah, Mr. Ook, you must be here for the goat cheese." "Yes," said Mr. Ook. "Your goat cheese is fantastic. I couldn't do without it." "Okay, I have your order in the fridge," she says, and she invites the men into her house and leads them to the kitchen. It was a very big order and took up a lot of space in the fridge. Esther would be glad to get rid of this order so that she could get some food in her fridge again. Here you go, Mr. Ook. 50 pounds of goat cheese. Is that everything for you today?" "Yes, darling," said Mr. Ook. She noticed Mr. Ook's brother was behaving rather oddly and giving her an intense stare. When she looked at him, his face turned scarlet red like a tomato. She noticed his behaviour and found it very odd. So that is the story that I wrote for part 2 of Astria. if you are enjoying these videos, then give it a little like and comment a blue love heart down below so that I know that you guys like this story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it was a bit grim and some of the themes might have been disturbing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That is everything for me today. If you did like this video, comment down below, click on the notification bell, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, I've got a Twitter as well. My Twitter is linked in the description down below, so don't forget to follow me on that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and goodbye.